Yo, what's up everybody, Aiden here. So really happy to announce that today I officially doubled my account. I started it with $7,400 roughly, and it's now crossed 14,800. So really happy about that. So in another video I will detail my whole trading finances over the past 5 years. I started trading in 2019, but for today, all you kind of really need to know is that 2 years ago, I started again with a small account of 7,400 and I've been trying to grow it ever since. So in this video today, I'm going to show you my account balance, a little bit of my Kinfo information, which is a website which tracks your trades. So I can show you sort of my profit and loss over the past year. And in addition to that, I would like to show you the trades that I took today. I traded three different tickers: SMX, RZ something, I'll have a look in a sec, and SMSI, which I also outlined in yesterday's video as a potential third day surge slash $1 hold for today. So if you haven't seen that, I would probably recommend going to watch that first, and I'll link it below. Okay, let's get into it. Alright, cool. So quite a few things to go over today. I'm going to start by showing you my account balance. You can see here that today's gain is just under $400. I will go through the trades that I've taken and show you exactly how I made that and how I missed an absolute A+ setup because I went for a walk. Still bugging me a little bit, that one. But yeah, so far I've got $400 today. I have almost 6,000 that I can continue to trade with whilst the rest of my cash is getting settled. But if I go down here to accounts, you can see that my current market value is now $14,932. So like I mentioned on the intro, I started with 7,400. So yeah, officially doubled it, which is a great feeling. There is the possibility that I'm going to add 10k to my account, which I have in my savings. I'm still a bit unsure about that. So a couple of years ago, I was in quite a big drawdown and I was sort of spiraling out of control. I actually almost blew up my Trade Zero account, and I think I'd lost like $65,000, I think, all in all, and kind of had to reach the harsh reality that I wasn't in control of my emotions, and I ultimately didn't really know what I was doing. I made a lot of money in the COVID bubble, but yeah, it was kind of like a lot of success too quickly, and I wasn't yet experienced enough to handle an account of that size. So after paying quite a big tax bill and giving back 65k, I eventually closed my Trade Zero account, withdrew the majority of my money that was in my E-Trade account, and left 7k in there because I did want to continue to learn to trade, but I was just aware that I ultimately didn't know what I was doing. The money that I made wasn't luck; it was just predominantly just dip buying OTC panics. But when OTCs dried up, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to adapt, and yeah, eventually that caught up with me. So the year following withdrawing all of that money, I withdrew maybe, I'm not sure, about 30k from my E-Trade account and left 7 in there. The year following that was kind of just neutral, didn't make any money, didn't lose any money, which is a great improvement after having some heavy losses. But what that was kind of like a key turning point for me, because I no longer was over PDT, and because I wasn't over PDT, I could limit the negative impact that I would have on myself when I went on tilt. So I really wasn't in control of my emotions at that point, and yeah, taking that out of my hands by going under PDT and having a cash account was absolutely key. And if there's anybody out there who is in a major drawdown and can't control it, I would really advise switching to a cash account. So yeah, like I say, the first year after that big withdrawal was just neutral, and then around 9 months ago, I found Roland Wolf, and that was when I This is the Roland Wolf website. When you log in as a subscriber, you get access to all of this, live webinars, video lessons, and all sorts, really. So this was another key turning point for me, whereby I could finally find the information that I'd been looking for. For the previous kind of 3 years, probably, I'd been looking for this information. I'd been with other teachers, I'd been working hard, but I just couldn't find it. But when I came across Roland, it was like, here it is. So, if I switch to my Kinfo, I joined Roland in December, and then since joining Roland in February, I had my first sort of 4-figure month where I made I think like 1,400 or something like that, which was a massive boost to me. Like, it filled me with hope. I think that I could do this. I never really had. From time to time I would have doubts. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was a very, very scary time going through that drawdown and not being in control. So it certainly had an impact. So in February we had the Chinese sector that lit up, and that was when I began to. So the previous sort of 2-3 months, it's just learning. It's all the time learning. I don't feel like I've got it now, but every time I'm studying something or listening to a webinar, I'm picking up a little bit more. And come February, like I say, when the Chinese sector heated up, things began to make a bit more sense to me. I began to recognize patterns. I began to understand a little bit about momentum and where volume is going to go next. And so, like I say, during that month, I had my first 4-figure month. However, from February to July, I was sort of in not a big drawdown, nothing unmanageable, but I was giving back the gains that I'd made in February, and that's okay. It was this whole period. I only joined Roland in December, so it's going to take some time to learn how the markets work, to learn what he has to offer, and I still am in that process at this moment in time. So come July, bearing in mind all this time I'm watching webinars, I am studying religiously, I am trying to understand how the markets work. That's why I joined Roland, because when I would look at stocks moving pre-market, there was no rhyme or reason to it to me, but I knew there must be for somebody else. I knew there must be a way of predicting where volume is going to go next. So all this time, like I say, I'm just learning, and then come July, there was one pattern that became very, very prominent, and to me it was just staring me in the face, and I couldn't help but recognize it and trade it, and that was the 3rd-day surge. Sometimes during my videos I'm perhaps using some terms that might be foreign to you, and if that is the case, just pop a comment below, like what is a 3rd-day surge or what is a reverse split or something like that, and I'll do my best to address it. But in July there was the 3rd-day surge pattern, and it was just so obvious to me that this was currently in play. I ended up having my best month in 2 years. I made like $2,000, $2,400 I think, during July. And then in August things quietened down, and August is probably the month that I am most proud of over my 9 months with Roland, because in August I had a quiet month. I made 500, but the key here for me was that I didn't give back my gains. I could recognize that there was a shift in the market and the momentum was no longer there for me, or my setups were no longer there, and so I took my foot off the gas and just chilled, and that filled me with so much satisfaction, because trading is about being able to adapt, and previously I wasn't able to adapt. I wasn't able to fully recognize really shifts in the market and when to hit it hard and when not to, and how to, or even if I could recognize the shift in the market, I couldn't necessarily handle my emotions because I wanted to continue making the same money I was before, and ultimately that would lead to me giving back gains. So the fact that in August I was able to chill and protect my gains was like I say, a real sign that I was growing and developing. Now, come September, which I hear apparently is the quietest time of the year, I'm currently having my best month so far. I think I'm up, I think like 3,500 this month. Um, and yeah, that puts me, so today's $4,400 loss isn't yet updated, so it takes me to 7,700 over the past year. So the question now is, do I add to my account or not? So there's I am scared to add to my account because of the drawdown that I went on and the inability I had to manage my emotions when I went through that drawdown. However, I'm not the same trader that I was then. I know I have certain things that I'm looking for in order to take a trade. And even if I do add 10k to my account, I would keep it as a cash account, even though I could technically be over PDT or more or less. I would keep it as a cash account, as that is, to me, the way that I can for sure mitigate any tilt that I might have. So without further ado, I am going to show you the trades that I took today, as one trade is running and I am currently out, and I knew I should still be in, but I will show it to you anyway. So this one, the first one I'm going to show you, is SMSI, and like I said in my introductory video, if you haven't watched the video I did on this yesterday, please go and have a look, as it's as today does follow on from that, and my thesis was correct. So today, I think yesterday I made like 400 or 500 on it, but today I'm looking for a potential third day surge. So if we start with the daily chart, jumping around from account straight into the charts. So here what we have is a combination of two setups. We have the third day surge and we have a $1 hold. Anyway, so here is the setup. We have this big day one that hits 120 and then closes above $1. So stocks that are in or around $1, it's quite possible that the company is trying to hold $1 so it maintains compliance with Nasdaq. So what we have on day two, I'm looking for a potential. Well, go back and watch the video on how I traded day two and what the thesis was. Coming to day three, I'm looking for a potential third day surge, which is where we have a big day one. Day two, the stock gives back some of its gains, or but not all of its gains, and kind of holds a certain range. And then on the third day, it has its push, which is today. Crucially, yesterday it held $1. So if it starts closing under $1, then my thesis is broken, really, because again, my thesis is that the company is trying to hold $1, and if it doesn't do that, then, like I say, my thesis is no longer valid. So I liked after hours that although it closed at a dollar, it broke it after hours. So the after hours price action doesn't determine the close price. The close price is the price it closes at 4 p.m. But I don't want to buy at $1. I want to buy below $1, and I want to risk off 90 cents ideally for a $1 hold. So when it had this dip after hours, I didn't get involved. I was just watching it and looking for how it reacted today. So this morning, I loved it when I saw this, still below $1, and I started in at 94 cents, and I took sort of 2/3 position size. I'm still scared to take full position size, so I don't know what I'm doing, thinking about adding more money to my account, but I took 2/3 position size and just kind of sold it all the way up. I think my best sell was like 135 or something like that, and I locked in on this trade, I think like $550 or something like that. Now, I took off pieces. I'm working on my patience in regards to selling, and I am doing better. So there are certain levels that I do want to take pieces off into, just to de-risk, and because I feel that's the correct way to trade rather than trying to hit a home run. So I kind of took a piece off into these highs. I took a couple of pieces off into these highs, just a little bit, and then I sold the rest up here. Now, although that is an improvement for me, the issue with that is, well, hopefully some of you will know, but if you don't, the issue is that this is a multi-day breakout. This is confirming that it's a multi-day breakout. I need to be having more patience here. So again, if we just quickly switch back to the daily chart, we can see here that the high is 120. So the multi-day breakout level is therefore 120, which is this high here, yeah? So you can see here it tests it, and then it has a nice burst through, like over a 10% burst through, and then it comes back and it checks this level. So that's what the stock is doing there. It's coming back, it's checking the breakout level and confirming, yes, this breakout is on. So I should be able to recognize that and therefore give myself more patience as the stock is confirming that it's likely got some more room to run. That being said, I didn't do that, and I sold here, and when it had this drop, I get uncomfortable with the stock going against me, and I sold the rest in like 130. Pleased with that, to be honest, but like I say, this could run a hell of a lot higher, and again, that is something that I had predicted since yesterday, or even the day before yesterday, when I saw it have its day one move, and I actually entered on day two here at 85 cents. So again, yeah, if you feel to, go back and watch that video. So this was my most profitable trade of the day. I actually lost on my other two trades, which are SMX. Guys, there's quite a lot of information here regarding the trade. So again, if there are things that you don't understand, like some technical terms that I've used or what the setups are, then please drop a comment below. SMX, cool. This had a big day one, and then it's retracing its move. So I'm looking for the day where it can possibly bounce. Okay, I'm looking for a first green day, which is where a stock has had a big day one move, or it's possible that it's had a multi-day move with multiple big days and increases in price action. Then it retraces its move over the course of one day or multiple days, and then I'm looking for the first time it has its green day. So it turns green and it has a push and it has a bounce. So SMX, I didn't love SMX to be honest with you, just because it kind of had a bounce here, Yeah, I just didn't love the price action on it, but I did feel as though, it might hold this level here, especially because it was previous support, resistance here. I thought, it was worth a chance, and it did start gapping up, although it has tried to gap up before on previous days. When it opened, I actually took a little small piece at 250 and then cut it straight away. And then I tried to re-enter here to 330. I bought 350, not 250, and then 330. And then I saw it just break, and I just cut, and I lost about $50 on that one. That's all good. That's just part and parcel of trading. Like I say, I didn't love the setup on this one. I didn't love the daily chart. I'd like it a bit cleaner action than this, just because this day kind of ruined it for me, which is why I didn't take full size on this particular ticker. So and the other one, oh mate, I'm going to show you the most embarrassing one last. I don't know what I'm doing here. Right, RZLV pre-market, got involved with this one, didn't I? So I just thought it might try and hold 10. Where is it? 10's up. 10's here. Yeah, I thought we might try and hold 10 here, and I was trying to risk off this level. What's going on with that mouse? Yeah, so I just kind of was getting a bit chopped up here, and then thought it didn't really break down from this low, and might be double bottom, and then it broke, and then yeah. The reason why I took this trade, if you look at the daily chart, this looks like a SPAC, and there was a SPAC yesterday. What is it? VEEA, that made a big move, and the SPAC had already dropped down, and so I thought that this might, this could possibly do the same. I've lost what this ticker's called. RZLV. Yeah, so I thought, the daily, it's a SPAC, and the daily chart's not perfect, but I thought it was worth a shot off the round number of 10. To be honest with you, after having this big spike as well, it obviously is capable of making a move, but yeah, it's just a one and done. So yeah, missed it. I didn't miss it. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. Cut it and lost about $100 on that. So losses totaled 150. My win on SMSI totaled 400. So that gives 550. So yeah, up 450 on the day. Up 400 on the day currently. Right. There is one more I would like to show you, which is GLMD. Now this killed me that I wasn't here for this. This absolutely killed me. This is A plus. This is absolute A plus. So I've only got myself to blame. Massive day one. How much was that up on the day? That was 424. What's that? 500%, something like that. 24 minus 4 equals 4. Yeah, about 500% up on the day, and then on its day two, here we will have a look at it. Just not only does it gap down big, it just washes out all day, just hard selling. After this, that's this day here is a really strong day one, in the sense that it was going up for multiple hours. It didn't just have a quick spike and was down. It was multiple hours of grinding and parabolic action, and that to me says that this can have a really good bounce, especially when it just flushes in the way that it did. So kind of straight up, straight down. Yesterday, yeah, okay, it did have a bit of a bounce here, but just washes out, and then into the close, into the afternoon, it just forms a base and consolidates all after hours, and pre-market it touches it here. So I can't trade until 7 a.m. So I was planning to get home before 7 a.m. 7 a.m. because I'm with E-Trade. I wanted to be back because I wanted to see what this was doing right when I was able to trade. And you can see here that's where the volume comes in. So in my guess is that other people had the same idea as me, and that's why the stock starts moving at 7 a.m. And I was just checking it on my phone. I was just like, oh my god, why am I not at home? I've only got myself to blame for that. Nice big move. A plus. I would have really sized in for this. So that being said, I did still feel this could run out the gate, and I'd identified this low here as a possible bounce area. I wanted a pull to this level, and then a run, which is what it did. But I didn't enter here just because I was watching SMSI and SMX. I don't like being in two trades at the same time, let alone three. So I chose the other two ahead of this simply because this had already made a move. If this was down here, this would have been, I wouldn't have watched anything else probably. But as it happens, like I say, I missed this whole move. But on to the next one. There will be more. There are big runners today, and so it's likely we'll have some juicy first green days coming up. That's it from me today. I hope there was some value in this for you. Again, if you've got any questions, just pop them below. I know there is a lot of sort of people who are at different levels, aren't they? Different levels of experience when it comes to trading. So if there are people out there that have questions, feel free to ask. All right, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.